Hello?
Hello? Hey, Ed?
Yeah,
Hey, Ed, it's Terry.
Terry.
Yeah, Terry Williams.
Oh, okay. What's
Hey,
up?
how you doing, man? I'm just calling, did you get any of the phone calls? Did you hear about that whole thing?
What thing?
Well, the whole phone call thing with Clint the other week.
No, what?
Yeah,
What's
some
what's?
somebody so somebody called a bunch of the members of the bike ride and said some pretty terrible things about Clint. You know Clint Anderson, right? He was in the
Yeah.
communications group. Yeah, they said some pretty terrible things about Clint. They knew a whole lot of info about the group. I mean, they called James, Ralph, Wayne, Dell, who isn't even
Wait a
with
minute.
us
Wait a minute.
anymore.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Terry Williams.
Yeah.
How come? How come your caller ID doesn't show up on my phone?
Well, I'm calling from a blocked number because we're trying to figure out who it is. So I don't want people to know it's me. Because
What?
here's what we think happened. They called and they said some pretty nasty things about Clint to a lot of the communications guys, and Rusty's got a lot of stuff on his plate right now, both with the bike ride and with real life. So he's got me dealing with it. And it seems like what's happening is they're trying to kind of cause problems with the communications group. We think it might be somebody inside the communications group because they knew a lot of information about everybody, not just about Hard Arc, but about Wild West Century as well. And we're trying to figure out who it is that would have done this. So we're trying to call back everybody that was mentioned. And do you remember Dave, right? Dave Cranfill.
Yeah.
He's worked. Yeah, yeah. So they were saying that they were Dave, and they had Dave's call ID show up on a bunch of people's phones. I just got off the phone with John Chamberlain, and he got a phone call. This happened maybe a week or two ago, uh, and we're just trying to figure out exactly what's going on because we obviously don't want our members being defamed. And the things that they said about Clint were pretty heinous. I mean, I don't want to repeat a lot of them, but they were very obscene in nature, and we're trying to figure out what happened. So we're just trying to call everybody that was mentioned and see if you heard anything. But did you not get any phone calls?
I haven't gotten any. This first I've heard of the whole situation.
Yeah, yeah. Bill Feltenberger was the one that said when they contacted him, they had mentioned your name, um, and they didn't. It didn't seem like they said anything too terrible about you. But what they said is that you had lodged a complaint against Clint, which we know isn't true, for some less than savory behavior. Like I said, I don't want to repeat too much of what they said.
All right. All right. This is enough. One, you do not sound like Terry Williams.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All
I'm
right.
I'm I'm
I
real
know what
sick.
Terry Williams' voice sounds like. So if we want to take this up, I suggest we take this up at a meeting
Well,
because this
here's
talking on a phone to
Ed.
somebody I don't know
Ed.
with no caller ID.
Ed, do you want me to call you? Hey, Ed, I can call you back from my unblocked phone number. Would that make you
Hey,
feel a little
I
better?
thought, like I say, hey, what are we accomplishing here?
I'm just trying to find out what all was said. That's all. We need to figure out who this is because they're saying some
Well, then
terrible things about our members.
let's talk about it at a meeting, or let's
No,
have
no,
a
no,
get
Ed.
together. Or,
Ed, listen. There's a reason that a lot of people didn't hear about it because we don't want to embarrass Clint any farther than he's already been embarrassed.
all right,
Okay, to
again,
tell
I'm done.
to tell
Hey,
you the
I'm done.
nature.
I'm done. All right, I'm done with this because this all sounds fishy. Nothing makes sense here. You want to talk to me? You call me on my house phone, or you call me from a phone that's not blocked
I'll,
because
I'll,
this
I'll
is a
tell you
bunch
what.
of
I'll
crap.
call you. I'll call you back from my unblocked phone number in 2 minutes. Okay.
Hello.
Hey, Ed, it's Terry.
Okay.
So I
Yeah,
understand.
Terry, what are we accomplishing with this phone call?
Well, I'm just trying to find out what happened, and I have you on the list here of somebody that got called. But if you didn't get called, that's fine. I
All
just
right, I know nothing. I know of nothing that happened. This is the first time. I mean, I can't understand if we've got a problem, then yeah, we got to get to the bottom of it.
yeah, that's what we're trying to do, but
But
we don't
having
want
one
it.
person call and you talk to me and tell me this stuff for 10 or 15 minutes, that's not solving a damn thing.
Ed, we were on the phone for 4 minutes. All I'm trying to do is find out who it is that's saying this terrible stuff about Clint. They made a lot of claims about Clint being a sexual offender, a pedophile, all kinds of terrible stuff, which is why we don't want to bring it up in a meeting. We don't want to embarrass Clint more than he already is. He's pretty upset. And I'm kind of disappointed, Ed, that you didn't believe that it was me. I'm just sick. That's it. I just caught
Terry,
a bug
it
from one of the
doesn't sound
kids.
like you.
I know, because I caught
Terry,
a...
it does not.
Ed, I caught a
This is
bug
not your
from one of the
voice.
kids. My throat is messed up. I'm sorry, man. You know, I don't know what else to
One of
tell you,
what
Ed.
kids?
I'm
One of
sorry.
what kids?
What do you mean? From one of the scouts. Are you serious? I mean, check
One of the
your.
scouts.
I called you back, Ed, from my unblocked number because you said you didn't
Yeah,
believe. So
it came up you on caller ID.
I know, and
Again,
I'm just trying to figure out what the heck is going on here. And we don't want to do it in a meeting because it's going to be in the minutes and then it's going to be on record. And we don't want to do that to Clint. He's a valued member of our group. I mean, he's pretty much one of the core communication guys. And we can't have him slandered in the meetings of our minutes. That's just unacceptable. So if you didn't get a phone call, I understand. And I appreciate you, answering the phone and trying to work with me on this. But I have you on the list here as having gotten a phone call. So, I figured
I didn't. I got no phone call from anybody.
All right.
I mean, the only two phone calls that I've gotten recently that I haven't answered, one was from China, and it came up with a caller ID from China, and the other was someplace else that I had no idea. It was a no caller ID. That's what it said. So I didn't answer it.
Yeah. Well, we're just trying to figure out who it is. That's all we want to do. We just want to stop him from slandering Clint. And the thing is, we think it might be somebody inside the group. We think it might be a mole. And honestly, I'm a little I don't know what to believe or who to trust anymore after this. And Clint's pretty upset, understandably, to have people call members and say things like that about him. It's slander. And I'm a little curious as to exactly why you're on this list if you haven't got a phone call. You're the only person on this list that was mentioned that didn't get a phone call, Ed.
So now you're saying that I'm behind all this, huh?
Well, I'm not saying that you're behind all of it. You got very defensive immediately, and I know that I don't sound like myself.
Expect?
Well, I understand that. I understand, Ed, but why would they mention your name? I mean, here's the thing. They said
I have no idea.
They said it was Dave Cranfill. That's who they told everybody that they were.
I have no idea why they mentioned my name. All right?
Well, I don't understand why you're getting so upset.
Because this is creepy.
Well, I understand. Right? We think so too. Imagine how Clint feels. Think about how he must feel. He's got people saying that he's a sex offender and a pedophile. How would you feel if somebody was saying that you were a sex offender and a pedophile to all the members of the group
Terry,
that you work in?
What are you trying? I mean, what are we trying to accomplish? You telling me all of this stuff?
I want to get to the bottom of it. Why?
Well, then fine. But how are you and I going to get to the bottom of it? All I'm doing is reacting, and that's making you suspicious.
Well, yeah, because you're the only name that's on here that didn't get a phone call, and you got defensive immediately. Wouldn't you
Well,
be
hey, what do you
suspicious? Put yourself
expect?
in my shoes.
What do you expect?
Well, I expect that you would try to work with us.
Terry, I don't mind working with you, but I don't know how this phone call you and I talking is doing anything. Okay?
Do
I
you,
have no idea how this phone call is accomplishing anything other than letting me know that this incident happened.
Ed, do you have any sort of like past problems with Clint? Maybe like some beefs with Clint?
No, none at all. No, none at all.
Okay, you guys have always
Never
gotten
had a
along
problem
real
with
well,
Clint.
right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess. What were you doing last Saturday?
Last Saturday?
Yeah.
Last Saturday, I was at, when last Saturday? It was birthday. It was my granddaughter's birthday. We're having a birthday party.
Ed, it took you quite a long time to answer that, and I'm.
Well, that's fine, Terry. Last Saturday was my granddaughter's birthday. The Saturday before that, I was in Illinois, and I think you're setting me up now.
Oh, you think I'm setting you up, Ed? Are you serious?
Well, then why don't you come and talk to me face to face?
'Cause I'm sick, Ed. I don't want to get you sick. How else am I supposed to talk
Well,
to you?
who else have you called?
Like I told you, I just talked to John Chamberlain. I just spoke with him. Next, I have to call James Judd. He's the next guy on my list that got mentioned.
Well, go ahead and, hey, it wasn't me. I don't have any problem with Clint. This is the first I've heard about it. And
What about Ralph?
I don't know what else to tell you.
Do you remember Ralph Rada? Do you have any problems with Ralph?
No, I don't have any problems with anybody in Hot Ark.
Okay.
Why, is there something with Ralph Rada now, too?
Well, you said you didn't want to hear about all of it, so I'm just asking you. If you want to find out what happened, I can tell you, but I mean, you didn't seem very interested, so that's fine. But it just seems.
Terry, this is weird. All right,
I
This is
agree.
weird.
I agree, and that's why we're trying to get to the bottom of it. I mean, you know, if Rusty had the time, he'd be taking care of it, but he doesn't right now. He's got a bunch of stuff going on with both with the planning and with the real life right now. He's kind of going through some hard times, so they got me taking care of it, and this is the only time I really have. I've been laid up for 2 days sick, and I'm feeling a little better today, and I figured I'd, get to the bottom of this, figure out what's going on, and at least get some movement on it. But it's just weird, Ed. It's just weird that you're on this list. You didn't get a call. You happen to know all of these people who were mentioned. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure it out. If you say you're at your granddaughter's birthday party, that's good enough for me. I heard you say that it wasn't you. That's good enough for me. I've never known you to be untrustworthy. So I guess we can just leave it at that. But if you hear anything, can you let me know? Can you give me a call and tell me?
Sure.
All right. Well, I'm sorry to have to make this call to you, Ed, and I hope you have a good rest of your Saturday.
Hello, this is John.
Hey, John, it's Terry again.
Yes, sir.
Hey, you remember Ed?
Who?
Ed Hearn? He works, he's communications. I think we figured out that it was him. Did you? The problem is I just spoke with James and Ralph both, and they both told me that it sounded like it might have been him. And when I called him and asked him, he said, oh, no, and he got super defensive and hung up on me a couple times. And he's just really super defensive about the situation. And I was just wondering if you recognized the voice.
What voice?
The voice that called you.
What voice are you talking about now? I've gotten lots of calls. What are you talking about?
Yeah, the
Which
phone
call?
The phone call about Clint.
When was that phone call?
That was last week, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you
I
know
don't
exactly
Listen,
what.
all right. Okay, just a minute.
Okay.
I don't know who this is. Frankly, I'm sorry, I don't believe it's Terry Williams.
Check your caller
And,
ID. Check your caller ID. I called you from my phone. I called
Have you talked to Rodney?
I'm sorry?
Have you called Rodney
No, I haven't called Rodney
about
yet.
this?
I haven't called him yet
Why have you not talked to Rodney?
because Rodney hadn't gotten any phone calls.
I tell you what, you call Rodney right now.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah, I'll call him.
Yeah, honey.
Hi, is Rodney there? It's Terry.
Yeah, just a second.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Hello?
Hey, Rodney, it's Terry. John just told me to give you a call.
Terry who?
Terry Williams.
This don't sound like Terry Williams.
I know, man. I'm sick right now. I got a bug.
I'm sorry, but I don't believe you.
Well, I don't know what's going on. I'm looking into the whole Clint situation from last week, and I was just
Why
talking.
did you not call me first?
I'm sorry?
Why did you not call me first?
Because you didn't receive any phone calls, and I was told to keep it as quiet as possible because Clint doesn't want to be.
You are spreading this around.
I'm not spreading it around. I'm
I
calling.
do not believe this
Hey,
is
Rodney.
Terry Williams.
Rodney, I'm calling everybody that got calls. I just talked to Ed. I talked to Ralph. I even called Dell. He's not even with us anymore. But he got a phone call last week about Clint, and Clint's super upset about it. So
Clint knows about it too?
yeah, Clint got phone calls about it too. Somebody called Clint and saying that they were Dave Cranfill and that there were a bunch of complaints about him doing all kinds of inappropriate stuff.
Terry,
Yes.
do you work for the Waco City of Waco Police Department?
No.
I don't know how you guys are doing this, but I don't think this is Terry Williams.
Well, it is, Rodney. You can think it's not me all you want. John just told me to give you a call. I just spoke with John. He told me to give you a call. The reason
Again? You spoke to him again?
Yeah. Because I just got off the phone with Ed. I've been laid up in bed sick for 2 days, and today's the only day that I've felt good enough to do anything, and I want to get to the bottom of this before anything else happens. Because Clint's very upset. I mean, you would be...
I'm very upset, too, that I wasn't notified first.
Well, Rodney, we're trying to keep it as quiet as possible. We don't want to spread it around any more than it already is.
That's the whole thing. It's already spread around.
Well, Ed had no idea about it, so it's not spread around. And you didn't know about it, so how was it spread around?
Well, you've done told 3 people, and one of them's not on the board of directors.
Yeah, of course I told 3 people. I told 3 people who had already received phone calls
Let
last week.
me tell you something. I'm fixing to resign my presidency and everything else if somebody don't come clean.
Why
and
would
I'm
you...
going to get the Waco Police Department involved in this
Why are you
because
going
I
to
don't
get them
think
involved?
this is Terry Williams.
Why are you going to waste their
And you've
time?
been told that by John and Ed both.
No, that's not true at all.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. John just told me to call you. I just spoke
You've
with John.
been told by John and Terry both that John and Ed both that this was not Terry.
That's not true
They
at all.
both told you that.
Ed knew. I called Ed back from my house phone. I mean, check your caller ID. I'm calling you from my house phone right now.
All right, hold on just a minute. Just a second.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, this is not Terry. I don't know what you guys are doing, but I've got Terry on my other phone.
That's not Terry.
And I am fixing to file some charges that you can't stand to have.
Oh, really?
I don't know who this
like what?
is.
Like what, Rodney? What charges are you going to
Don't worry.
file?
It's going to happen.
You're
It's
going to
gonna
waste.
happen.
You're going to waste the police department's time over a phone call? That's real smart. Ask Terry. It's not very smart.
Clint.
Yeah.
Clint?
Yeah.
What's your radio call?
What?
What is your radio call?
It's called the DJ Chet Kelly Show. What's your radio, Rodney?
This ain't Clint.
No, it's Clint. It is Clint, Rodney, and I am upset. I'm mad at you. Dang it.
I don't care whether you're mad at me or not.
Well, I am.
Somebody is making bogus phone calls, and I'll tell you what, that is a criminal act.
Making bogus phone calls is a criminal act?
That's right. That's
Nope.
what you're doing.
Nope, I don't think it is.
Yeah, it is. This
Nope.
ain't Clint.
Yep, it's Clint. This is Clint. Check your caller ID.
No.
Check your caller ID.
What's your radio call?
It's DJ Chet Kelly.
What's your FCC radio call? If
My
you can't give me that, then you don't know Clint Anderson.
I do know Clint Anderson because I am Clint Anderson. I look at him in the mirror every morning, Rodney.
No, you're not.
I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Look, I'm an investigator.
Oh, no.
I know you're not.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Not an investigator. Rodney.
Hey, it's John.
Hey, John. It's Clint.
Hello, Clint.
What's up, man?
We got some weird stuff going on, and I want to tell you I've got your back. There's some people making some accusations, I think, from the Waco Bike Club. That's who they claim to be. About 2 weeks ago or a week ago, made a call with me and had some really weird accusations about you, about Ralph Rada, about Terry Williams, and this guy called me back today pretending to be Terry Williams. And it didn't sound like his voice, and I said, I don't think this is Terry Williams, you know. But he maintained that he was the whole time and kept carrying on with, well, I think we found out who the problem is. Somebody in the club, I think it's Ed. You know, anyway, and second time long story short, I told him, second time he called me back with this same voice. I says, listen, you call Rodney Baden right now, you call Rodney Baden. And he had not, I had talked to Rodney just minutes before, and Rodney said he didn't know anything at all about this. So
Did they call?
Have you heard anything at all about this?
Yeah, Rodney just called. Did they
I'm
call
sorry?
Rodney? Did they call Rodney?
Who is this?
Oh, it's Clint.
Forget it. Your voice doesn't sound like Clint.
Oh, John. Oh, my
I don't trust
God.
anybody anymore.
Did they call Rodney?
Rodney. Clint.
No. Clint.
Clint, what is your favorite radio subject?
What?
What is your favorite topic in radio, ham radio right now?
Boobs. Definitely boobs.
Tell me.
I just did. It's boobs. It's definitely boobs. That's my favorite subject. I can give you my call sign if you'd like.
Hello?
Hey, Rodney, what's up?
You know something?
I know a lot of things.
Checking into you right now with the FBI.
With the FBI? You're going to waste the
And
FBI's
they're gonna
time, too?
Is this Keith Schofield?
Keith Salfield? No. What's Keith's
Is this
number?
Aaron Ferguson?
Nope.
I don't know who you are,
Well, let
but
me...
I don't know your voice.
Hey, don't hang
and
up.
I'm fixing to hang up on you.
No, don't do that,
now.
because we're going to
Don't
talk.
call
We're going
me.
to talk.
Don't call.
Hey,
don't
Rodney, it's a
call
prank,
me
you
anymore.
dumbass. It's a prank, you idiot. It's a joke. Well, I told him. We can't call him anymore.